If you disappeared today, who would actually notice? Be honest. Most people only value your effort, not you. The moment you stop chasing, everything changes. No messages, no calls, just silence revealing the truth. So try this once. Act like you don't care and watch what happens. Number 1. Why people respect you more when you stop chasing. Stop chasing people and notice how the energy instantly shifts around you. The moment you stop texting first, silence starts revealing everything. People who needed your attention begin to feel your absence immediately. Not because they care deeply, but because they lost easy access to you. Human psychology values what feels limited, not what feels guaranteed. When you were always available, your presence felt ordinary, predictable, replaceable. Now your silence creates curiosity, and curiosity creates attention. They start wondering what changed, even if nothing actually did. Because your absence forces them to invest, even if just mentally. Chasing removes mystery, and without mystery, attraction fades quickly. You were giving effort without requiring any in return, and that lowers perceived value. The less you demand, the less people feel the need to step up. But when you pull back, effort becomes necessary to maintain connection. Watch how some people suddenly reach out when you stop initiating, not out of loyalty, but because comfort was disrupted. And discomfort makes people act faster than affection ever will. In friendships, the real ones will notice your silence without explanation. In dating, interest increases when attention is no longer freely available. In work, respect grows when you stop overextending just to be liked. Because boundaries signal self-worth without needing to say a word. Detachment is not about being cold, it is about controlling your availability. When you stop reacting instantly, your responses start carrying more weight. People begin to measure your attention instead of assuming it. And that shift alone changes how they treat you completely. So when you disappear, you are not losing people, you are filtering them. Number 2, the hidden power of emotional detachment. Caring less doesn't mean you lose your heart. It means you stop giving it to people who never valued it. Most people confuse detachment with coldness, but real detachment is emotional discipline. There's a difference between not caring and not reacting to everything that happens around you. Emotionally reactive people are easy to control because their feelings are predictable. The moment you react instantly, you give others power over your mood and your decisions. But when you pause, observe, and choose silence, something shifts. People start feeling your absence, even when you're still physically present, because you're no longer easy to read. And that creates curiosity. Curiosity turns into attention, and attention turns into respect. This is the hidden psychology most people never understand. Over-explaining yourself, chasing replies, showing too much emotion lowers your perceived value. Not because you're weak, but because you're too available. And humans rarely respect what feels guaranteed. The less predictable you are emotionally, the more powerful your presence becomes. Silence is uncomfortable for others, especially when they expected a reaction from you. And in that silence, they begin to question themselves instead of controlling you. This is where attraction begins. Not through effort, but through restraint. Not reacting doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you control when to show it. That control creates mystery, and mystery creates influence. Strong people don't rush to respond. They choose when their energy is worth spending, and when you stop reacting to everything, people start reacting to you. Some will feel confused, some will feel drawn, and some will quietly disappear. And that's the truth most people avoid. When you become emotionally unavailable to nonsense, only genuine people stay. So the real power isn't in caring less. It's in choosing what actually deserves your care. Number 3, disappear for 7 days. Watch what changes. For the next 7 days, stop reaching out first and watch what quietly begins to change around you. No messages, no checking in, no reacting instantly. Just silence where your effort used to be. At first, nothing happens, and that silence feels louder than any rejection you've ever faced. Your mind starts creating stories, wondering if people ever cared or just enjoyed your presence. Day 2 hits, and you instinctively reach for your phone, but you stop yourself deliberately. That moment right there is where your power starts returning back to you. Because most people are not used to losing easy access to someone who is always available. Day 3, a few names might pop up, but not the ones you expected the most. And that realization cuts deeper than anything anyone could ever say to you directly. Some people only exist in your life because you kept the connection alive single-handedly. Day 4 becomes clarity, not pain, because patterns start revealing themselves without effort. You begin to notice who checks in and who stays completely comfortable in your absence. This is where the illusion breaks and reality replaces everything you once assumed. Not everyone values you. Some people just value your attention and consistency. Day 5 feels different, calmer, because you're no longer chasing responses or validation. And strangely, a few people suddenly start noticing your absence and reaching out. Not because they deeply care, but because your presence was convenient and predictable. Day 6 teaches you the most important lesson. Attention is currency, and you were overspending it. When you remove that access, people feel the gap whether they admit it or not. Day 7 arrives, and now you clearly see who stayed without being asked or reminded. The real ones don't need your effort to remember you. They feel your absence naturally. The rest were never truly there, they were just responding to your constant availability. This isn't about becoming cold, it's about understanding your value without proving it repeatedly. Because once you stop chasing, you stop feeding the wrong connections in your life. And what remains after that silence is the truth you were always too busy to notice. Number 4, stop being available. It's ruining your value. You reply instantly, and that's exactly why they don't value your time anymore. You are always available, always reachable, always ready. And that made you predictable. Predictable people don't create excitement, they create comfort. And comfort gets ignored. The truth is simple. People respect what they feel they might lose. When your presence is guaranteed, your value quietly drops without you even noticing. You thought being loyal and available would make people stay, but it made them careless. Every fast reply teaches them that your time is less important than theirs. Every yes you give without hesitation lowers your perceived worth. High-value people are not rude, they are just selective with their energy. They don't respond instantly, they respond intentionally. They don't chase attention. Attention comes to them naturally. Scarcity creates curiosity, and curiosity creates attraction. When you are always there, there is nothing to miss, nothing to think about. The moment you step back, silence starts doing what your effort never could. People begin to wonder, question, and notice your absence. And suddenly, the same people who ignored you start paying attention. Not because they changed, but because your availability changed. Respect is not built by giving more. It's built by holding back strategically. Stop explaining yourself to people who never asked how you feel. Stop overgiving to people who only take when it's convenient. Your time is not cheap, so stop handing it out like it has no value. The less you try to prove your worth, the more people start recognizing it. Distance is not loss. It's a filter that reveals real priorities. The right people won't need constant access to appreciate you. And the moment you truly understand this, everything in your life starts shifting. Number 5, test people without saying a word. You don't need to ask who cares. Just stop showing up the way you always do. Stop initiating conversations first and watch what happens next. Pull your energy back without announcing anything to anyone. Real attention reveals itself only in your absence. People who value you will feel the silence immediately. Those who don't will stay comfortable in your absence. This is the test no one talks about, but everyone passes or fails. Reduce your effort and observe who replaces it. Stop being the one who always checks in. Stop fixing every silence with your presence. Give people space to show their true level of interest. Because effort is never hidden, it's simply not given. The truth is, attention exposes priorities, and priorities reveal where you truly stand. Watch who reaches out when there's nothing to gain. Watch who remembers you without reminders. Most people won't notice your absence right away, and that silence will tell you everything you need to know. It's not painful because they changed. It's painful because now you see clearly. Some people were only there because you made it easy, not because they genuinely cared. When you stop watering dead connections, they don't grow. They fade exactly the way they were meant to. And in that silence, you finally understand who stays without being asked. Number 6. The brutal truth about who stays when you change. You started changing and suddenly people started acting different around you. Not because you became worse, but because you stopped being easy to control. Growth quietly removes the version of you that others were comfortable using. And that makes people nervous in ways they will never admit. Some people loved your kindness, but only when it benefited them. Some people supported you, but only when you stayed the same. The moment you raise your standards, you lower their access to you. And that's when their true behavior begins to show. They don't miss you, they miss the version they could use. They don't hate your growth, they hate losing control over you. Real connections don't break when you evolve, they adapt and grow with you. Fake ones start fading the moment you stop overgiving and over-explaining. Silence becomes your biggest test, and their actions become your answers. You begin to notice who checks on you without needing something, and who disappears the moment you stop reaching out first. This is where most people feel lonely and think something is wrong. But this phase is not punishment, it's transformation in progress. You are not losing people, you are outgrowing misaligned energy. The old version of you was crowded but not truly connected. The new version may feel empty, but it is real and honest. Growth filters your life in ways comfort never could. And yes, it hurts to see people walk away without explanation. But clarity always comes at the cost of illusion. The right people don't leave when you change, they respect it. Losing people is not failure, it is proof you're evolving.